As the title says, it really is never too late to come back to your passions. There's always things I tend to come back to. Dance, reading, theater, video games, Studio Ghibli films. Heck, I even finished a sewing project recently that I left sitting for far too long. And among those things, well, I get the itch to do some building in Minecraft every once in a while. This is a Minecraft world that I started in February of 2022. It is now August of 2024, and though it looks like this world and series of mine have been dead for quite some time, I actually have been steadily working on it up until a year ago. I was making steady progress on this world and was planning to make one big video out of it, but I've decided against that. If you want to know more about why I've made that decision, you can watch my year 3 history video that I'll be releasing in a few days. I've chosen to talk about it there as it relates to the projects I've completed over the past year, and because those that are watching this video likely care more about the building I've completed rather than the history of my channel. A lot of this footage is old, and sections are incomplete from the original editing. I've spruced it up a bit or added text on screen with current thoughts, but for the most part I'm leaving this how it is. From now on, I'll be posting content from this world whenever I feel like it. It's possible it could be another 2 years, or perhaps it'll be next month. But either way, I'm going to treat these videos as if there has been no space in between. So hopefully this should be the last recap you get from me on this series. And with that, let's segue into what was one of the original intros. I had a few intros planned, but I think this one will set us up best for what you are about to watch. Yes, the 4 in the corner of the thumbnail means this is the continuation of a series, but that's besides the point. Have the videos from over 2 years ago slowly come up on screen and then just like go away. Those 3 shots represent what this video was meant to be. Another installment of my hardcore series, a simple episode with a bit of progress. That's not what this video is. No clickbait, no photoshopped thumbnails. I really did procrastinate building an entire hidden civilization, which is why episode 4 is 1 year after episode 1. Let me catch you up to speed. Basically, I have a cave. I need to dig out this cave. Cave is bad. It's scary. Me need elytra. Me need go to end. Got that? Cool. And so there's what one of the planned intros for this was gonna be. It went from like originally going to be a cinematic like view of the finished build, kind of like zooming in on it with shaders and looking all cool, to eventually, when it took me so long to get this video out, a sarcastic intro where I was just like, yup, this took me way too long to build. But I don't quite like that ending there where I just quickly went through like, oh, like I fixed some stuff up around the house and oh, here's the cave and stuff. So we're gonna back up a little bit and I'm going to show the footage that was originally meant to be there when I was going to have the cinematic intro, and we're just gonna keep it going from there. Here we go. First of all, I did some work around our starter house, working on the garden, adding foliage, putting lanterns in the house, and cleaning up most of the torches. Next, I beat the Ender Dragon. Why, you might ask? Well, 1, defeating the dragon is kind of a big thing in this game, and 2, I need an elytra because digging out this cave for our city is, it's getting a little dangerous. So let's see, I'm probably gonna need some eyes and maybe some, oh, would you look at that, he's already dead. Redacted audio of me eating a cucumber. This section was meant to be funny because I was replacing everything with other sound effects, and it is for the most part, but that first part, just, no, the ASMR was not it. Yes, anyway, yes, I did dub over that using my own sound effects, and yes, the one of me placing blocks was me eating a cucumber. How could you guess? Alright, elytra acquired. Now my chances of death when entering the cave are now 97% instead of 99. And now we can finally start digging out the cave. So, why a hanging mushroom city? Oh yeah, that was something that was supposed to be in the cinematic intro. Yeah, that's my idea for my build, hanging mushroom city in a cave. I think it's a really cool idea. I don't think I'm going to show the full concept art for it in this video. I remember showing some of it, but the full extent of the idea I'm not going to say. It'll be shown in later episodes. But yeah, anyway, back to past me. Well, my current plan for this world is for every building to have a purpose, and no farm left without a building or theme. I've had plans for this city since August of 2021, it seems, based off of this original sketch. I had originally planned for it to be a base under bedrock until I realized you can't build there, but when I made this hardcore world 6 months later and happened to find a perfect cave, I realized I could repurpose this for a villager trade or a villager-based farms area. So here we are. The entrance for the city will be a drop-in point from an enchanted forest, hence this bowl I'm building for a fountain to break my fall. And I started building out the 4 paths that will lead to all of the mushrooms. Here's a more developed sketch to help you understand. But yeah, all in all, very happy with it. I'm pretty pleased with the shape. It turned out like a pretty good bowl. And I think it's time we get ready for the breeder shroom. So for that, I had to move the beacon and then proceed to dig out more of the cave. Woohoo! For this first mushroom, I wanted to make it very basic. It's where my villager breeder will go, and it's where this entire city will spring forth from. Now, you probably saw in the time lapse, but I changed out the oak for the white terracotta. The reason I did this was because I wanted it to look more like these mushrooms. Future me, please put mushrooms on the screen. And speaking of future me, here I am to explain what past me failed to do. So this mushroom actually isn't complete yet. I haven't done anything with the ceiling, and right now I'm planning to do this once I've built all of the mushrooms. The reason why is because it's more of a detail thing, and really I needed this mushroom for a very mechanical and structural reason. See, digging out this entire cave, I kept running into a problem where my pickaxes were breaking, and I was trying to mend them over at the zombie villager farm. This one all the way from episode 2. Yeah, it's really slow, not to mention coming up here takes forever. So now I have a toolsmith that'll give me diamond pickaxes, as well as villagers to get me efficiency 5 books and unbreaking 3 books. That way I can mine and not have to worry about breaking my pickaxes. Hence the breeder, hence we have Johnson here, hence the villagers. So thank you all for listening to my TED Talk. Now I must go on and build another one of our essential mushrooms, the iron shroom. Okay, it's not actually that dramatic. Now this mushroom is gonna go about right here, which thankfully most of the area is already dug out. Yes, that's the word. And after having rediscovered the phrase dug out, I got started on the iron farm. The farm that I used is by Shulkercraft, as always, link will be in the description. It's pretty easy and honestly produces a really good amount of iron for how simple of a build it is. With the farm done, I could then start building the mushroom around it, but I started to notice that every time I would unload the chunks and come back, the farm wasn't working. I built it on a chunk border. That could be why. The torch. There is no easy way to fix that though. I have to move this all back 1 block. Yep, you heard me right. The way that the redstone works, the torch was in a different chunk than the rest of the redstone circuit. So every time I would unload the chunks and come back in, the redstone circuit was being loaded at different times, causing it to short out and stop. So I had to move the entire thing back by 1 block so the redstone circuit was all in the same chunk. Check your chunks, people. This led to some heartache. Not only did I have to move all of the blocks over by 1, but I had to move all of the entities. The zombie was really hard to move. The villagers, thankfully not as much, but this also led to one of the scariest moments I've had in this world so far. Oh my gosh. No, frick. To be more careful. Oh my gosh. I am recording. Okay, good. Oh my gosh. You shake it out. Okay. I nearly lost this world. I nearly lost my big dreams for what this city could be. And it really terrified me. I was hyperventilating for like a good 5 minutes after that encounter. Also, fun fact, I was listening to Alone by Marshmello as that was happening, which did not help my heart rate whatsoever. I was a lot more careful after that, making sure to shoot the golems from underneath. And eventually, I was able to move the entire thing over and begin work on the mushroom again. Alright, future me, aka 2024 me, is back here to explain a little bit. This section is unfortunately some of the footage I lost, and I feel like I lost it in a stupid way. Basically, I remember that there was footage here, and I remember seeing it, but for whatever reason, when I was exporting the video, it wouldn't load. At some point, either because of how long the project was taking, or because I was switching editing softwares or something, I can't exactly remember why, but I ended up exporting everything I had done so far, and that is what most of the footage you're seeing now is. There's actually a decent amount of it that is lost, but because I exported this like temporary final version, I still have a lot of it. But this section right here is one that wouldn't load, and I saw it and was like, okay, so when I do the final version, I just gotta make sure to stick that back in there. But of course, I ended up losing that footage. I believe I was talking about the iron farm. I remember there being something about an Enderman, and it was really funny. There was something funny with the Enderman. But yeah, I can't remember it. I know I went into the iron shroom and like showed it off a little bit, showed how much iron it was producing, and then there was like an Enderman outside, and yeah. Anyway, it's unfortunate that I lost it, but we'll get right back into where the footage, well, where basically I did a voiceover and then there's some footage that I didn't lose. Let's go back to that. And since everything was going so well, I had only one option: to do a totally normal and definitely not suspicious material gathering stream. Yep, that's what all of these materials were for. On stream, I gathered everything but the warp stem that I needed because that was going to take forever, and it turns out that it did. Here's me going to the nether to find the warp forest, and here's me gathering all of the trees. And as I intended, I got the full double chest of warp stems after many hours and listening to many Twitch streams in the background. With those materials gathered, it's on to the enchanter shrooms, starting with my personal favorite, the ocean shroom. Now, there are going to be 5 of these mushrooms, and each of them is going to have a different type of villager with different types of enchantment trades. This is the ocean shroom, so it's going to have trident and fishing rod enchantments. Now, do I need all of the trident and fishing rod enchantments? No, but I'm a completionist, so deal with it. Alright, so I have ran out of copper. I'm not even sure how that's possible. I had 9 whole stacks of it, but I guess, yeah. I'm gonna gather some more copper, and then I should be able to finish this up pretty quick. Come on, please. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Do I have any more in... Aha! Excellent. With 34 to spare. Thank goodness that's over. Now I just need to get some water, coral, and fish, and this place will be looking just about complete. Honestly, for turtles, you guys move pretty quick. Now that's what we call synergy. Do you guys need to breathe? I don't know. Would these guys follow me off a cliff? Would you do that? Both of the turtles are fine. Look at that, I got 2 turtles in a cave. You're about to go live in a mushroom. No, Alfred! Alfred! Okay. Really? Goodness. Alright, this is finally done. Which means all we have to do for this mushroom is the inside, which I'm going to do later. For now, I need to start working on the war shroom, which is going to be for all of our sword enchantments. My bow, forest ranger, foresty shroom for all of the bow and crossbow enchantments. And finally, the main enchanter shroom, which is based off of a honey agaric mushroom. I'm using blues and purples as well as the unstripped warp stem here in order to make it look enchanted and mystical. This will be for all of our main enchantments, like Unbreaking, Armor, and Tool enchantments. These are all empty. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the heads of the mushrooms. There's a lot of room down here. But we have time to think of that later, because for now, we have to dig. Now, technically, I could just start building the trading shrooms that are going to go over here. Problem is, I don't have those planned yet. What I do have planned is the storage shroom that's going to go over here, as well as the farm shrooms over here, which means we have to... What on earth? What is this? It's not even hooked up to anything. What do you do? Did that do... Oh, what? Hold on. Is all of this... No way. What? Wait, so that lever just deleted everything here? What are these? Oh my goodness, are these all the materials I'll need to build my next 7 mushrooms? Wait, the redstone too? You mean I don't have to spend hours upon hours digging this out and gathering materials? These ones as well? Dude, that's laid out and everything. I'm kind of vibing with this magic lever, not gonna lie. I mean, I don't know why it left this wall here. That's kind of weird, but like, whatever, I guess. Well, this place is starting to really shape up, isn't it? I am not sure what is up with this lever, but I'm keeping it. I like it. Well, I guess that means we got some building to do. And that brings us to the present day, June of 2024, but I'm still playing on 1.19.1. I'm gonna have to back up my save file and update to 1.21 before the next episode, but yeah, for now, we're on 1.19.1. Now, I do have footage of myself explaining the build that you just saw here, but I did that after a 12-hour grind building all of these because I wanted to do it all in one time lapse. Also, I did try recording this intro previously and my crafting table caught on fire. I'll show that, and so I built this wall here. So this is new as well, this cobblestone placement. But yeah, I was really tired after doing all of this building, and I thought that'd be funny, but it's not. So instead, we're doing it here in 2024. First of all, this is the storage shroom. I've got all of the items from all the various mushrooms that are going to come in through here. I might need to change out one of these items. It might be the bone meal. I can't remember. I was almost gonna punch it. That would have been bad. I'll review the footage and see. I might have already changed it out, but I think I was going to change out one of these for some reason. This is a storage system designed by, I believe, Impulse SV. You might know him from Hermitcraft, and if I'm wrong in that, then I will make sure to correct it here on screen now. Confirm or deny editing me. Please help me with that. But I'm pretty sure it's his design. We've just got water and ice running through here, and we've got item filters. I think the ones at the very top here, is it these ones? No, it's the ones up there. Yeah, you can see I've got the various filters right there. Items will come in through here and they'll get in their proper spots, but you're probably wondering, how are we going to get items in here? Well, to explain that, let me show you all of these mushrooms. One fun fact, I know I updated my game to 1.19.1 in order to be able to build this mushroom, and then I never played again, so that, yeah, that just goes to show how long it's been since I played on this world. But that's a beetroot farm, this is a melon farm. If we come around here, this is our potato. We've got a carrot one back there, the wheat farm. And then we have a, what was that sound? Oh, I think that was just the, no, what is that sound? Oh, it's the villagers. Oh my goodness. Okay. Is that a golem? There is an iron golem down there. I don't like those. Those nearly killed me one time. But this is also a pumpkin farm. Now, the reason I have all these farms is because this is my main way to get emeralds in the meantime. Eventually, we'll be able to make a raid farm, and that'll get us a lot more emeralds. But just because I'm making this whole villager area, I thought, why not make it with, like, everything you could do with villagers, including trading plants, various crops, that's the word, crops, and be able to trade them with villagers that'll eventually be over here. I am actually really proud of the design of these. Let me pop into one of them and I'll show you real quick. We enter in through right here, and then we'll build up. Minecart's far away. In the previous recording, I lost the stone block and had to go get it in the chest down there because the minecart picked it up. But as you can see, I've got flowers on the other side, and that's because I've got beehives up here. There are dispensers that are either going to have honey bottles or shears. And basically, this is two purposes. It's a honey farm. As you can see, there's honey dripping out. But at the same time, it's to make my crops grow faster. I have the honey, the bees, on this side, and they'll go over and get the flowers. And on their way back, they'll drop pollen over my plants. I'll show on screen from the wiki just how much that increases the growth of your crops. But that's the idea behind it. It's to make this faster, but also to serve as a dual purpose honeycomb or honey block farm. I've got villagers harvesting the crops in there, and then I've got rail systems under each one that'll pick up the extra crops. At this point, I think this should still be the case. Villagers have 9 item slots, and once their item slots are full, they can't pick up anything more, and so they'll just drop on the ground. Actually, maybe it's 8, because we've got 9. Maybe villagers have 8 item slots. I can't remember. I'll also put that on screen. Oh, the joys of editing. But everything will come into these chests and it'll come down here. As you can see, this is starting to back up. I'm going to turn the seeds into bone meal. I think that's what it is. I need to alter the bone meal section of the storage room over there in order to make it work properly, but I'm going to be getting bone meal from all the seeds, and then I'll be trading the beetroot with villagers. And so, now that you know how the farm works, how exactly are we going to get it over to the storage room? Well, the idea, which I'm still going with, is to run everything through a series of pipes in the ceiling. Now, I say pipes, but they're not actually going to be visible. They're basically going to be in the ceiling. I'll just have a bunch of waterways running from these mushrooms. I'll also have some running from the iron shroom and possibly even the enchanted shroom over here, the enchanter shroom, whatever I called it. I might put some cactus farms in the bottom of these because they're silent. I just don't want a bunch of piston sounds from like a sugarcane farm over here. So I might do cactus in the heads of these ones because if you'll remember, there was a lot of room in these. And all of those will be through a series of waterways in the ceiling, and they'll run all the way over to our storage room. Now, is that going to be a pain to build? Yeah, but I'm doing it anyway because it's cool. So everything will drop in through this point and then be sorted, and then if there's any extra items, they're going to run into that cactus up there. That'll help to minimize lag. So yep, that's the idea behind these builds. One other fun fact, this corner here, I think this happened on the pumpkin one as well, because of the hoppers for the chest system, this is actually, you can see there's a three glass corner right here, and then over here it's 2. Most of them are supposed to be 2, but because of the pumpkin and melon farm design, I didn't account for that in the size of these. I think I designed the mushrooms around just these other normal farms and just assumed the pumpkin and melon would fit perfectly. So technically these aren't perfect builds. There is just a little corner that's different here, but I think I blended it in pretty well. Also, this glass, it's meant to be like a translucent part of the mushroom. I don't know if mushrooms actually have that in real life, but I liked the concept, so that's why I went with it. And the final thing you need to know to be all caught up and ready for next episode is that we are going to be working on the trading shrooms next. Now, about 3 months ago, I actually finished planning the next 2 mushrooms that are going to go here and about here. It's going to be 2 morel mushrooms. Oh goodness, I'm hungry. Let me eat some bread. Sorry, eating comes first. But yeah, they're going to be morel mushrooms, and I'm going to have villagers sitting in the little like divots in the mushroom. I'll be building those right here. I've already got those planned, so that should be pretty easy. And then after that, I actually need to go work on the enchanted forest up above. Now, the enchanted forest is something you were also supposed to see in the cinematic like beginning to this. I don't know how I was going to explain the enchanted forest. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to use a rocket. I don't know how I was planning to explain this forest if I was doing the sarcastic intro, but in the cinematic one, it was going to start off showing an enchanted forest all around in this area, and then it would like pan down into the cave beneath there. For the record, if this is the first episode you're seeing of this series, I've never shown that cave down there except for like one time when we initially explored it. Oh! No. Oh gosh. I'm not prepared. Phantoms, they scare me. I can't. Okay. I'm actually panicking. It's hardcore and I don't want to die. You could probably tell how real my panic was by the fact that I could not get my perspective to be right. I kept pressing my F5 button in a panic. Oh gosh. Okay, they're burning. Oh, but I hear them. We're staying in the house. We're staying by waffles. Oh gosh. Okay, I think it died. Anyway, yeah, there's gonna be a forest here. Oh, that actually scared the living daylights out of me. And I'm not going to explain why now, but I need to build out more of this forest in order for us to continue building some of the mushrooms down below. So next episode is probably going to be building the morel mushrooms and maybe starting to plan out more of these trees. I don't know. I'm just going to fill it out. I really want to go back to just making episodes and making them how I feel like they should be made, not like, oh, I need to finish this entire big project for one episode. Instead, I'll just get done what I want to get done and what I feel like fits within a good time frame for each episode. But yep, that'll just about do it. Thanks so much for sticking around for those who have. I know a lot of people are currently coming from my Octopath Traveler series, and so if you've stuck around to watch this, then thank you so much. That means a lot. And even if you haven't, or this isn't your thing, don't worry, if you're still interested in the project, I'll probably do one big video just walking through the whole thing once it's actually built. So yeah, you could look forward to that. But for those that are interested in Minecraft or just want to see what I get up to in this world and want to stick around, thanks a lot. Can't wait to see you next episode, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Also, yes, for old time's sake, I am putting in outro music.